evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Triggered. I'm your host, Zachary Clark, and you all know my co-host, Adam Furman. Adam, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing good. Guten Abend, everyone.
Guten Abend? Is that how you say something in a foreign tongue?
Yes, I speak in tongues.
Yes. Me too.
I have the Holy Spirit
Buenos
back.
dias. ¿Qué? ¿Dónde?
Buenos
¿Cómo?
noches.
Bueno.
Saba yeo cabareo. There we go. Cebolla. What's up?
Cebolla?
Cebolla?
Is it onion?
yo soy cebolla.
Arroz. Lechuga. Aguacate. ¿Dónde está el baño?
It's like, look at the sign. It's an English shoe. That's how it is. Like, it's obvious. Look it's the stick figure man and woman. That's obvious. Go.
You're incorrect. I'm sorry.
No, you're wrong.
No English. No English. It's not.
No.
It's not. It's not. It's a diagram, sir.
And that's what. And that's like it's a picture. Look.
That reminds me of my favorite YouTube Shorts channel, where it's just this Asian guy, and he plays the role of his like traditional Asian father, and then himself is like a second generation immigrant child. It's so
Interesting.
good.
You gotta send me those.
So
it
racist.
reminds me. In my mind, I'm thinking of the dynamic between Jackie Chan's uncle and Jackie Chan in Jackie Chan's Adventures.
Oh yes, you get a lot of that. It's wonderful. Chucky, you don't make
coffee. No, then you make coffee.
Jackie Chan Adventures is an American classic. If you haven't seen it, look it up.
It's such a good show.
I really miss it. I need to start watching it. I'm sure the animation doesn't hold up at all. Like all the old things I go back to try to watch.
Oh no, it's whatever. It is whatever. It's so cool too because they got like the talismans of like the Chinese zodiac or whatever that they need to capture.
And it gives them powers. But then like the evil dragon thingy or whatever.
Yeah, there's like an evil spirit inside that dragon statue talisman or whatever.
Yeah. And he's trying to collect them too. Because when he
gets them all, gotta catch them all.
He'll be released again or something. I don't remember exactly the plot of Jackie Chan Adventures.
Jackie Chan Adventures. Right before Pokemon. Only on the WB. Kids WB.
Oh. Well, I mean, that's all interesting and good, but it's not as good as where we're coming to you live straight from the United States Capitol, where we're remembering, where we're memorializing the event, the ground-shaking, world-changing event that took place 2 years ago on this very day.
Oh, gosh. I'm...
In which our lives were changed forever. Where were you when the world stopped turning? That January day.
Oh, I thought you were gonna sing where were you when they crucified our Lord?
Well, this does trump that.
Oh, blasphemy.
It's ever since they sacrificed our St. Floyd on that terrible day in 2020.
our our sacred Capitol Hill, the
Such
hill
a
of
tough day.
Golgotha. Capitol Hill, I mean.
Yeah, but there's lots of stuff going on in the Washington D.C. Apparently, there's some hubbub about procedural matters making all the news. I don't know, but we'll get into that at some point, I'm sure.
Ugh.
I can't
I
remember.
like rock.
You like
There'll be
rocks?
rocks.
What?
There'll be rocks there too.
Rocks.
There'll be rocks.
Well, the title of tonight's show is Remembering and Being Appropriately Devastated.
That dude who wore like the plastic bag around his head.
What? No, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Please describe it in excruciating details.
Zachary.
While I drink my club soda and lime juice.
All right, I don't know. I'm gonna. I don't know if I can. You can see me still, but let me find it. His name is. Oh my god, it's just so terrible. Damn, Representative David Trump. Here, I'm sending it to you, Zachary. Zachary.
All right.
There we go. He's, oh my god.
Okay. All right, here we go.
There we go.
I am safe. We've been evacuated. Let me be clear. We will not be stopped by this lawless intimidation. Why is he wearing a plastic bag on his head?
I don't know. That's why it's so funny. He's protecting himself from COVID.
Was it coronavirus?
Yeah,
Not rioters? I don't understand. I don't understand anything that's happening. It's like a foreign land, and it's only a year.
No, it's like I sent you my comment. I thought like this is like 2 years ago or whatever. He's like, I'm safe. It's like no, you're not. You're gonna suffocate. Quick!
No, it
take
looks
the
like
bag off your head.
it has a fan on the front here. I'm sure that's providing him sufficient ventilation.
Made it in his garage.
This looks professionally made.
And it looks, I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Representative
He's
David
like,
Trump.
and it's like, no, you're not. You're gonna suffocate. Quick.
Maryland. Oh, well, it all makes sense. We got to the bottom of that, guys. Don't worry. He was a Marylander. What did Marylandites call themselves? Marys?
Marys.
They're all Marys.
That's close to what I was going to say anyways.
Are there any Marys in the chat tonight? Reaching out to all you Marylanders. Oh, but yeah, no, it's dry January in the Clark household. So I am.
You can't drink any fluid.
No, you just can't drink alcohol. Alcohol is forbidden. And I'm pairing that with my decarb detox.
There's no carbs in any alcohol.
So I haven't had sugar or booze in 6 days. Oh no.
This explains your attitude, Zachary.
Been a foul mood. It's only gonna get worse. Oh. But that's okay, because we've got things on the menu to cheer everyone up, especially me, because we have something for thee from the Scanner Radio, Scanner Radio, Scanner Radio, Scanner Radio, Scanner Radio.
it doesn't. It's some. I figured that some year it will get old, but it has a definitely. It's just
That's why I have to keep it fresh. I have to keep it
you do
fresh.
you do change up the jingle, so
We never know what's going to be happening here on the show tonight or any night. But at 500 Main, the Quincy Fire Department, E2 responding for a stuck elevator with a persons or persons inside. Dun dun da da da. See, this is why I hate taking elevators. People are actually afraid of elevators, and
yeah,
importantly,
that's a elevator phobia is what it's called.
this person had the most important post: prayers for the elevator.
Oh.
Uh, anyway, not much on the scanner, but this was fine. And then Vicky chimes in and she says, "I've been in an elevator that slipped down a floor." I don't even know what that means. Does it mean like the cable broke and it dropped an entire story? I don't know. But Mary Ryan.
You'd be on the ceiling of that for a moment.
OMG, now I would have died if that happened to me. Hope you didn't get hurt. No one got hurt. I think the elevator was over the weight limit. Oh no, cell phone. It was in a bank? I wonder if it was any bank we know.
Well, banks have more than one floor. I don't know. All the banks I know have one floor.
I know a bank with 2 floors.
Unless you're going into the vault, the Bellagio vault.
I've been in a bank that has more than 1 floor in town.
10 compadres to steal from the Bellagio vault. Ocean's 11.
I don't know. I know what you're talking about. Moving on.
You do know Ocean's 11.
No, there's only like 7 C's. Ocean 7. And even then, I don't know, depending on what you call them, because I keep learning about new oceans.
7? What are you talking about? There's 4.
The 7 C's?
You said Ocean's 7. There's 7 seas, there's 7 oceans, and you don't even know the difference between sea and an ocean.
No, I don't.
Sea is obviously landlocked and freshwater.
Like the Mediterranean Sea?
Yes, exactly, like the Mediterranean Sea.
Oh.
We're talking about 1.2 million years ago or whatever.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Oh, I'm learning something new every day. South China Sea?
No, what are the 7 oceans, Zachary, that you talked about?
The 7 oceans are easily
Yes,
defined. You have the Indian Ocean, which is a cool one, and it goes between Africa and Australia, mate.
You don't need to elaborate. What are they?
The Pacific Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean,
There you go. That's all of them.
and the Antarctic Ocean.
Fake. The Antarctic.
And the South China Sea.
You're making see okay, whatever. You're making stuff up.
The Caribbean Sea.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And those are the 7 Seas. Bingo bango.
All right, what do we got? What do we got here? Supreme Court sets March timeline for cash bail appeal in Illinois because cash bail is evil.
That's right.
The Safety Act was signed by our Governor Pritzker, which is let's see, the Safety Act. That's the Illinois Purge Act. Are you familiar with the movie The Purge, where you could commit crimes over a span of 12 hours overnight or whatever?
I don't know. I think you're making it up again. I've never heard of this. But what we're talking about is the
Another
Illinois
movie called
Purge
Purge with
Act,
Zachary. It's
which
like
is
Ocean's 11. There's
based on
Ocean's 11 with George Clooney as a remake from 60s or 70s version with Frank Sinatra and uh, all of his friends.
Frank Sinatra and Friends. Now, this definitely sounds made up now.
Oh, okay.
It's Frank
Excuse me for 10
Sinatra and
minutes.
Friends.
Excuse me for 10
Oh,
minutes. I will show up on Zachary's screen in 10 minutes.
Adams.
Oh, wait. I probably
Hey
can't drive
guys.
right now.
No, everyone. Adam, he's
I
completely serious and right about this. Definitely not playing one of his Adam pranks, trying to convince us that there was such a thing called Sinatra and Friends. Maybe they went on goofy adventures, trying to rob casinos.
Oh,
Oh yeah, it
yeah.
totally happened, Adam.
Let's see. I can't drive, but I can take a lift, or I could run, so I could be there in 7 minutes. Ooh, maybe I'll do
All right. Well, when you get here, I'll get you a club soda and lime. We can knock it back together. Ah, man,
that. That'll be your last drink of all time.
doing the show stone sober is a surreal event. But we're gonna see how it goes. Yes, the Supreme Court sets a March timeline for oral arguments in the cash bail appeal. That's right. The Purge Act, as Adam has nicknamed it de novo in this episode and made up completely out of whole cloth because there's no piece of media ever existing to ever reference a purge and or event like a purge wherein crime is legal. Made up.
Okay. Yeah, Zach needs to get rid of dry January at his house.
As discussed last week, I believe, the the law went into place on January 1, but there was a stay, and the courts put the kibosh on it going into effect. And that stay was carried over by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said, no, man, this ain't right. Adam, tell me, what is one of the key features of a court determining that a stay is appropriate?
This is your expertise. I would ask you for this.
Likelihood of success on the merits.
Okay, there we go. Likelihood of success on the merits.
The Supreme Court.
I don't know. I go based off of gut instinct and then feelings and vibes.
Oh, me too. Vibes. This is the Vibes channel now. And what my gut's telling me in my experience, Adam, is that this law was completely unconstitutional from the start. And the Supreme Court's just going to vindicate that gut feeling of mine in March. But what this does is it...
Not even in March. It's just oral arguments.
Correct. At the soonest. Say at the beginning of March they hold oral arguments. It still will be some time before then the Supreme Court would issue an opinion deciding whether or not this law is constitutional. So we've got
by the way, this is the Illinois Supreme Court, not the United States.
That's true. It says Supreme Court of Illinois right on the picture.
Well, it doesn't say that in the headline, and I can only read the headline.
And then the caption right below the picture says the Illinois Supreme Court building is pictured in Springfield.
I can't. I can't
But
read that.
Adam, what other information would you like to tell the people that is already on the screen?
I don't know. There's weird commercials. I thought I saw a baby getting handed off. I don't know.
Everyone, hold on. I need you to hold on for a second and understand that this is a tree in the image.
Just keep it going, Zach. More and more likelihood I'm gonna show up on your end in 7 minutes.
Ah, but key to remember this, since they're just holding oral arguments in March, if they even went like rapid mode and try to get an opinion out in like 30 days, we're talking April before the law would go into effect if they did side with the state, with old Kwame Raoul and his top-notch legal team at the Attorney General's office. But that's an additional 4 months of safety before the crime spree that will be initiated clearly from the effect of this purge law, as Adam has coined. Again, Pritzker reminds us that the whole purpose here is fairness. And fairness. And he thinks that we will continue to fight for that. He thinks he will continue to fight for fairness. He isn't sure. His fight for fairness might end. But it might not.
I really visited that elevator.
And I think those of us who believe in this know that there's even more work to do. But I'm comfortable and confident that this is constitutional. Well, I'm glad you are, because a portion of the Illinois Supreme Court, majority of it, I guess, that ruled to issue a stay, believes that there is a likelihood of success in the merits of this case. Best of luck, JB. I hope you lose. And I don't know, not even because I think that there's like too much wrong with it, but I don't think there was anything wrong with cash bail. Here's how you could have fixed this whole system, and it doesn't require some 500-page nonsense bill that eliminates cash bail. You just say that the judge has to make a finding on the record that the defendant has the ability to pay it. And that's it. The court must make a determination that the defendant has the ability to pay the cash bail himself. And then you can use that. Because, as we also discussed, the point of bail isn't to keep people locked up because they aren't rich enough to pay it. It's to create an incentive to appear at trial. Right. It's been improperly used and abused by courts and prosecutors to deny people pretrial release without going through the additional procedural protections that apply to pre-trial detention. You have to have a hearing. You have to show cause for why this person has to stay locked up. But they don't do that. They just say, "Oh, you're bond. Oh, wait. Are you a minimum wage worker and or petty criminal living in a public housing unit?" Ah, yes. $15,000 bail. Next case. And you're like, that guy's never getting out. You're gonna come up with 10% of that for bond, even. $1,500. And if he does find the money, it's not going to be his. Most of the time, they don't pay it themselves. It's a family member or something. They call up grandpa or mom or dad, and then it defeats the whole purpose. Now you aren't even out money if you don't show up. It's mom or dad or whoever.
Yeah. Or mom or dad or whatever, or grandpa or uncle would be like, run!
Yeah, whatever.
Run!
So the other side doesn't make sense either. Because the people that are against us are saying, like, oh, without this law, there's just going to be so many people that need to be locked up that aren't going to be. They'll be out on the streets because there has to be other things than cash bail applied indicating that beforehand, into the cash bail system, these people are being deprived, acknowledging it, that it's dysfunctional and corrupt. So, I have a big problem. I have a big problem with every surprise, surprise. I have a problem with all of this. Everyone is wrong except for me yet again.
The protagonist in your life is the only correct person. Obviously, Zach.
I would definitely derail an entire assembly over this. I've done it before. Adam.
No, you haven't.
Did you say I haven't derailed an entire assembly?
That's what I said.
I totally have. You were in the room.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like a legislative assembly.
Oh, no. An assembly of people in like...
Like, you have not.
I'm not... I need to get into Congress so that I can derail an entire thing. Much like what's happening in Congress. But we'll get to that! Quit giving me perfect segues to stuff I need to talk about later, Adam. Camp Point couple buys Shake Shack. A Camp Point couple has purchased a Shake Shack, which is a traditional, malts and ice creams and whatever. But the plague of Lotus drink stands continues. They plan to keep it open year-round and add coffee and Lotus drinks. Piggybacking off of the wild success of Carter's Coffee Shop here in town, the Camp Point couple is good.
And the recent Winks drinks, whoops, as well.
Yeah, there's Winks drinks, there's Carter's,
and there's
Hebrews Coffee.
Hebrews.
Over in West Quincy and...
Hannibal? They have multiple locations.
Yes, there's lots of these springing up. There are so many drink stands springing up, and it's just like non-alcoholic grown-up Kool-Aid that costs $8 a cup, and I don't get it. It's not that good.
And it is good.
I would rather have a milkshake for $2. I would rather have 4
You're not
going
to find a milkshake for $2 unless you go back to 1992, Zachary.
They're always $2 in my mind.
They're like $6 now.
Hank! How much is a milkshake?
Ooh, hey, yeah. let's ask Hank. How much is a milkshake, Hank? And when she gets your reply back, let me know.
How much is a Dairy Queen milkshake? For a mini, it's $3.
A mini. Give me a break.
I need to adjust my priors.
Yeah, I do.
Milkshake prices for a medium is $3.89. Almost $4 for a milkshake nowadays. Oh my gosh, what is the world coming to?
What is a large?
I don't know. I just turned that thing off. Hold on. I mean, Hank.
Oh,
Hank,
come on, Hank.
up.
You need to get... She needs to get under control. You need to get Hank under control.
Have you told your wife about Hank?
Yes, I did.
What did she think about that? Large milkshakes cost $4.59. $4.50.
All right. Yeah. So round it up to 5 with tax. There you go.
You're paying 41 cents tax?
How much are you paying for tax? It's like
10%. You were putting 10% in. For sales tax? I don't believe it.
For restaurant?
No.
My God.
I don't buy it.
You're just...
That's making stuff up again.
I'm just whatever. I don't even check what the prices are. I can afford anything.
I can afford milkshakes. Yeah, I don't have to think about how much I have. I've made it, Adam. I've made it. I don't have to think about how much I have in my bank before I buy a milkshake at Dairy Queen.
I don't know, dude. You're thinking that these milkshakes, these larger milkshakes, are $2.
No, I was thinking that like a small or medium was $2.
You like what I'm saying. You're back in 1992.
No, no, it's 2023, Adam.
Yeah, I know that. Your mind is back in 1992.
No, no, Adam. I don't know what you're not getting about this. The current year, it's not 2022 anymore. It's 2023.
Uh, yes, it is.
Current year. Not
Your mind is back in 1992
no, no,
crisis.
Adam. What 2022
Yeah,
is
I
last
can go
year.
all the way until we get to ice cold facts.
2022 is last year. You better
Ice
watch
cold
out.
facts.
You better
Your mind's stuck in 1992 crisis.
you better watch out, Adam, or I will turn this into a Stripes episode again.
Oh no, I forgot about stripes.
I haven't. That's one of my favorite ideas I've ever had. Is to
I
create
haven't heard
strips.
about stripes for like 2 weeks now.
I know. It's sitting on the back. You can't overdo things. That kills it. You just have to give it a little taste now. Since we really sold it in that episode that was all about stripes. Now we just
No,
have
no
to
one sold it.
throw in stripes references every now and again. Such as this conversation we're having currently.
That was a threat. It wasn't really like a conversation.
Adam, did you know there's a secret brotherhood? That's right, it's a secret brotherhood dedicated to drilling small holes in libtard homes and releasing rabid rats into them. These men, they're totally decentralized. They're assigned addresses left under certain stones. The rats have no paw prints. They're untraceable. The op is unstoppable. That's right, you'll hear the scurrying sounds.
Stripes.
You'll hear you'll hear the scurrying sound. You've just got home from a hard day standing in line at the polls to cast your vote for Joe Biden.
And walking with your pink, white, and blue, baby blue flag.
That's right. Draped around your shoulders, you have the trans rights flag. And no one can bring you down from this high. But then what? What's this? There's a sound from the darkness, coming from the alley. You pick up your pace. You're walking faster now, but the sound is also getting louder and closer no matter how fast you go. So you run! You're sprinting now! Hands tearing the air into rags in front of you! But it's not fast enough! You hear it approaching! Ever quicker! Oh, you're home! Oh, you fumble with the keys! Oh no! Oh, shoo, slam! Oh, I'm safe. I hit home on my Simply Safe alarm and it counts down 10 seconds to when it will be activated. Simply Safe armed. What a harrowing experience, you think? Hands shaking, you reach for your White Claw seltzers. Just steady your fractured mind. Safe for now. Safe for now.
We should have a white. Hold on, breaking news, Jesus. Hold it for a moment. We should have a White Claw episode.
Where we drink claws? When you're on claws.
Breaking news, Zach. Breaking news. Did you hear?
What's this? No, hold on. No, that was a full.
Oh my gosh, the humanity.
Breaking news, Adam! Breaking news! I do the telegraph
Is this the
memes!
same news that I
I do
got?
the telegraph memes! USOB! Breaking news! The FDA will allow pharmacies like Walgreens and CVS to hand out the deadly abortion pill. Da 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 da. Disgusting that pharmacists will now be dispensing lethal poison alongside antibiotics and allergy medications. Dun, dun, dun. That's right. The government deregulated the restrictions on pharmacies dispensing the abortion pill. So now every time a White Claw drinker tells you that no one can buy the abortion pill at a pharmacy, at your Walgreens and or CVS store, you can tell them that actually no, that's true. We've slid down the slide all the way to the Biden administration, allowing you to buy pill abortions at the drugstore. Oh, what a lovely day. I saw this morning, and I was dismayed. And then this person just
What is that? This looks gross.
confirmed my whole disfaith in humanity. The Reproductive Rights Coalition tweeted underneath this person who was just informing people that this thing happened that it is a little victory for your bodily autonomy. Your reason is the right reason. And I think that should apply to all murders. It's called
Reminds me of like those laws that were like either defeated or ruled unconstitutional. It's like abortion is banned, and if the reason for banning if your reason for seeking abortion is based off of the race of the baby, they're like no, any reason.
Yeah, it's your body, your choice.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I said that, my reason's the right reason. If I ever get pushed to become a evil person, it's going to be lots of fun for me. I'll say that. But it reminded me of this classic Babylon Bee take. Close one. This baby was almost born into poverty, but his mother killed him in the nick of time. Now with the convenience of a pill. Acquired at your local pharmacy. I don't know why the fetus genocide needs to be such a popular topic. It's so staunchly defended by White Claw drinkers. But I don't get it.
I don't know. White Claw drinker.
Yeah. Adam. White Claw drinkers is just now my stand-in for libtards, okay?
Okay. You could just like take a drill bit and just drill into the side of the house.
And potentially release rabid rats inside?
It would. Rats had like that thing where they could like maneuver their bones and stuff to get around.
Yeah, they can fit. If they can get their head through, they can fit their whole body through. A hole the size of a dime or something, I've heard. I think it's lies, though. I don't think that's true.
But like they make miracle working drill bits where you can like drill through cement and stuff. So
Oh. But let's not forget, before we get too far down the road, Adam, that today is a dark day in American history. We must remember this infamous date from 2 years ago and how they struck at the very heart of our democracy, the cruel terrorisms of Donald Trump. And the Babylon Bee again reporting this, the top 10 darkest days in U.S. history. If this isn't January 6th 9 times, and the day the new Coke was introduced in 10th, then this list was a mistake. And it turns out that isn't true. They did a very serious list. They took a break from telling jokes.
Yeah.
And they've dropped this excellent top 10 list for horse days in American history. Darkest days. And number 10 is a 10-way tie. They couldn't decide who to leave off the list, so they just put all of the least worst, most worst days at number 10. And it's a 10-way tie between Pearl Harbor attacks, the 1814 burning of Washington, D.C., the Dred Scott decision, the assassination of President Abraham Lincoln, passing of the first Jim Crow laws, the 1920 stock market crash, the assassination of President Kennedy, Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination, the Battle of Antietam, and the Trail of Tears. Tied at number 10. The rest of these are much darker. Remember that when you think of the Trail of Tears and the genocidal relocation and displacement of an entire peoples, that everything else on this list, much worse. Like the day The Office left Netflix. Oh, I can't even watch Jim and Pam. Oh, I like identify as them. They're like me. I'm totally.
It's his little. It's me, FR. It's me, FR.
Jim is me, FR. When Taco Bell stopped selling the gordita. This is true. The gordita was delicious and superior to the chalupa in almost every way. You'd think it's just the same thing but fried, but no. A grilled pita for a gordita is superiorita.
Oh, yeah.
December 15th, 2017, the day The Last Jedi hit theaters. Oh, so true. I'm so invested in Lucasfilms that I can't believe that The Last Jedi was ever made. 3-hour Twitter outage last year. Ugh, couldn't be on Twitter. That time on Friends when Ross thought he and Rachel were on a break. All the days before air conditioning was invented. Or darker.
Like seriously, what did they do? Were they like dying of heat stroke all the time?
All the time. They definitely weren't slimmer.
Well, what technology did they use? I mean, come on.
They had a fan and they got themselves the vapor. The cool glass of
They were outside. They were not inside. They didn't have to worry about that because they were busy tending the sheep or whatever.
The day they changed normal gas can spouts with those stupid locking things that don't work and make you spill gas everywhere.
Oh, you know what, Zach? That has a point. They have a point with that one because that's a pain, and I have spilled more gas in my lifetime with those stupid things rather than like.
I need to stop you right there, Ed, because the Obama administration passed the regulations that made those mandatory in order to prevent gas spilling.
Yeah, and the locking mechanisms don't work properly. Will stay open when you're using them, and they'll literally they'll just spill everywhere.
Nope, the president said that's not what that would do, so you're incorrect. And number 2, California named 31st state Ah, that was awful, awful, awful. Except for
I
California
think you could look back and
used to
say,
be
I think you
cool.
could look, in retrospect, yes.
And number one, the most horrible, darkest day was the day some random Trump supporters ran around the Capitol for a few hours and killed in the future over the next month like 5 people.
Who ended up taking their own lives. I
Yes,
mean, I don't know.
yes, you are
That's a
correct.
weird thing.
I don't.
Weird. Super.
I still don't understand that, Adam. I don't understand it to such a strong degree.
Very weird. Like, why isn't this being discussed more? So many people present took their own lives. Very weird thing.
Yeah, awfully weird because President Donald Trump is being sued by the survivors of one of these guys. The guy that died of strokes on the next day after the Capitol attack is his girlfriend is suing President Donald Trump for causing his death. That's right. A guy who died of what the medical examiner declared to be natural causes. His estate, through his girlfriend, is suing the President of the United States for causing his death because the President incited the insurrection that caused people to go to the Capitol building and caused that ruckus that occurred, including the horrifying scenes that this man had to witness, the beatings he had to take, which led to him to die of natural causes the next day.
The shot that his colleague had to take to that unarmed protester.
Why didn't they use pepper spray? I was curious about this.
There's so many questions I have.
Why would the Capitol Police use CS gas? Use tear
Why
gas?
wouldn't Zach? Why
There was
would they
like
be
three.
opening
There was
the
like
doors?
3 entry points. They could have just put
Why would
gas
they
down
be
those
opening the
hallways.
doors? Why would they be opening the doors?
I don't know. I don't know what's
First
happening.
question.
Why would these protesters, Adam? Why would these rioters? Why would they respect the velvet ropes in Statuary Hall as they wandered through the Capitol building?
Because they thought that they were being invited inside.
Norm Macdonald, R.I.P. I loved when the violent terrorists made sure to respect the velvet ropes at Statuary Hall. Me too, Norm. That was my favorite part. Not all the gaslighting about how January 6th is the darkest day in American history. Much more dark than all the other things that have ever happened. Definitely doesn't shine a light on the hypocrisy present in everyday events. Buenos dias. I am trespassing into your country because I want to work and make a better life. Ah, welcome. Here's a bus ticket to a destination of your choice. Versus, this is a public building and I'm here to protest the election. Time to die. And then he shot her in the neck. An Army veteran. Bled out.
Air Force.
Air Force? Air Force veteran.
I thought she was Air Force. She might be Air Force. I thought she was Air Force.
I don't know. She served the nation, Adam. Just like our members of Congress are serving the nation. That's right. The whatever number Congress that we're on. Do you happen to know off the top of your head?
I have no clue.
I can't remember either.
Like I look at Illinois General Assemblies as well, so I like confuse them. But I think that aren't they like close?
I don't know. Because I
Those
don't think
numbers
so.
go.
1818, Illinois
I
began.
was gonna say 1818.
Uh,
So they're close. I guess they
developing.
are close.
Congress are getting sworn in, and they're getting all of their technicalities
Oh,
done, like the elections of officers and such and such. And one of them was being sworn in on. That's right, the Superman
the
comic book.
disgust meme
It's
with
not allowed.
the taking off the headset.
It's first of all, it's not allowed, and this is a bait and switch because he wasn't just swearing an oath on comic books, because you can only swear oaths on certain things, but you have a choice. You can swear oaths
Well,
on Bibles, Qurans, other religious texts, etc., and constitutions, copies of the United States Constitution. You can lay your hand upon to swear your oath. If you're so inclined, say,
it's not an
if you're a
oath, it's
filthy,
an
filthy
attestation.
atheist.
Yes.
I like this where it's the Quran, but they've labeled it Muslim. They couldn't just say the name of the book. This one's for the Muslims. They want a book. This is their book. But
It's not. They just read it backwards. I don't get it.
But this guy, and they wouldn't say who it was. What was it? Where he had the Constitution, and underneath the Constitution was Superman and some other stuff because he is a child. And that's who we've elected, and it shows in all the events that are happening. Anger rising among House Republicans at the far-right rebels. These rebels, why can't they get on board with the team? Who say they are humiliating the party and holding it hostage. But there's one thing they won't do to elect a speaker. That's right, cut a deal with the centrist Democrats. That's really off the table. So you're going to cut a deal with these Republicans, right? No way! We're not cutting any deals. But you don't have the votes. We're in control. It's the Republican Party.
Oh my god.
So you're not gonna cut deals with anyone? Like, we don't need to. You do. You can't get them to vote for you. They'll vote for us eventually. If it takes 1,000 votes, they will eventually decide, without us doing anything, to finally support us. They're the ones that are going to look ridiculous holding out, refusing to allow us to twist their arm and force them to agree with us. Curious.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it's something. But it just goes to show that
if they're locked in trying to elect a speaker, that means that they can't do anything else, correct?
That's right. They're not even getting paid. This keeps getting better and better.
Yes, they have to, and I think I read somewhere, like, procedurally, now since this is part of it, like, they have to keep on trying to elect, and they cannot, like, this needs to be resolved before they can get on to any new business.
Yes. The way that
So, hey,
rules
you
are
know
structured.
what? The more this goes on, the better for the American people, honestly.
The first lockdown of the new Republican Congress. There'll be another one when they start talking about the debt ceiling or whatever. But yeah, it's a thing that's happening. It's a thing that's happening, and I don't really get it. And everybody's going to forget about it in like a week or whatever after it gets over. But for now, it just goes to show how dysfunctional everything's begun. And there might be a reason for that.
We have an oligarchy right now. The centralization of power means that there are basically 3, 4, 5 people at most who are really deciding things. It's the leaders of the parties in Congress, and it's the President of the United States. Those people are deciding everything. And they don't even want these other coalitions to form.
That's right. There's like the way that the rules have been structured in the House of Representatives now. Basically, the Speaker of the House can refuse to entertain amendments to bills unless they're like approved and greenlit and all this other stuff. And so only certain amendments are even allowed to be offered. As a member of Congress, you're not even allowed to say, "Hey, I think we should change it like this," unless you're pre-screened, pre-approved, and appropriately narratived to be introduced amendment has been brought up. Maybe it's just not your time. So there was a push by Justin Amish when he was in Congress to try to open it up and change the rules to allow more things to happen, more participation, more freedom. The Freedom Caucus, if you will, was about freedom from these restrictions for members of Congress to be able to more fully participate in the process. But you don't want that because if you're Nancy Pelosi, obviously a liberal Democrat, you want to be able to save the NSA surveillance program. Wait, why would they want that? Aren't they all about civil liberties in the left-wing party, Adam?
No, they're not. It's
Curious.
a facade.
Very curious. It's almost like it's all fake. And they're just using the system to control us. Very neat. Definitely doesn't trigger my desire to rent a Ryder truck.
I don't okay.
Was there a break up there? Let me say it again, louder. But, Adam, I know that you're probably coughing right now. But
oh, hey, I'm back. I didn't hear anything about any type of truck or anything.
They caught this excellent exchange between Matt Gaetz, who's leading these holdout Republicans, and of course, famous squad member AOC.
I've heard that the floor asked for shrubs to be put in the common areas.
Yeah,
no,
you're right.
We will not let this slide because, like, when you
Obviously,
do that,
we'd put in some rocks too.
Oh, interesting. All rocks are my friends. I didn't know.
100% legitimate hot mic situation. Caught on tape revealing this conversation between Matt Gaetz and AOC. Some people said that it was a dub. My understanding is that that is incorrect. Moving on. I feel like I'm having a very different experience from the rest of the people covering the speaker's race, says this guy. And this, when John Daly, this picture gets a lot of beam mileage because John Daly, absolute unit, absolute legend. But it's one guy standing there, normal golfer. I think that is Tiger Woods, right? I don't know. Worrying about our precious norms, looking like a normal golfer guy. And then you've got John Daly standing there looking like an absolute lunatic, and it says, cheering the return of congressional duels. Amazing.
Yes.
Guys, I'm telling you, the benefits keep stacking up. Members of Congress are not being paid right now since they have not been sworn in. Oh, excellent. Bring back, this is, if you forget, we are a pro-dueling here on Triggered, and have plans in place to have statutory authorization enacted to approve dueling into the future in appropriate circumstances following the Code Duello. Most people, they don't understand the formalities, Adam, and frankly, it's sickening.
No, they don't. Yeah, well, plus, I mean, come on. All the fake Hollywood stuff.
Yeah.
I understand.
Well, you know, some things are fake, but some things are real and just hidden from us. Like, Adam, did you know that skinwalkers are real?
I did know that. Yeah.
And that they are Antifa?
What?
Yep, Antifa, the real skinwalkers, according to Zante.
Oh, I mean, it makes sense.
In his 15 tweet thread on the mysteries of America.
American metaphysics.
Anyway, it is that time of the night where we talk about our ice cold fact of the week. Coming to you straight from Ice-T himself, and then after this, Adam can come over here to kill me. Ice cold fact.
Talking about rider trucks and
The older you get, the more quiet you become. Life humbles you so deeply as you age, you realize how much nonsense you've wasted time on. Ice cold fact, and extremely poignant, given that I will be approaching death with my 40th birthday on Tuesday. As I've grown older, I've become quite quiet, as you can tell. Hardly outspoken at all. Can't be bothered to speak up against this stuff, but resigned and humbled by what life has put upon me. So wise I am, so wise and humble. And that's the show, folks. That's it. It's done. One more in the books. The first one of 2023. Not 2022 or whatever Adam was talking about earlier. Don't be bothered with that.
Maybe I will.
We really hope you liked the show. And if you did, smash like, subscribe. Hit that bell and share it with all of your friends. If you would like to follow us on social media, our social media handles are on the screen. That is at Adam S. Furman, at Zachary W_Clark, and at Triggered_Media. Adam, here at the end of the show, is there anything that you would like to add?
Not this week.
Oh, okay.
Last week, I had one for the first time in a year, and then I got chastised for it.
No one chastised you.
Never again.
You little baby.
No, it was. I talked about how Tom Babadell was unnecessary, and it triggered you to the freaking moon. So
No, I let you speak your piece, and when you were done,
no, you didn't. You interrupted me.
I
and
did
then
not.
told me
I
was
interrupted
wrong.
no one. You can watch the footage. It's on the internet.
I tell her to get the thing up and play it. And
Adam. We don't have time for this. But
then
that's it. Adam, you're cut off. Muted. That's the show, and we will see you next time on Triggered. Good night.